Hi, my name is Amanda Brown, and today I'm going to be talking about getting a clear and consistent message across in the workplace, the problems and solutions I've presented in this long and extraneous research essay that I've made. So there's a problem with people getting a clear and consistent message across in the workplace, and when this happens, you get employees who get mad because you're reprimanding them for something you thought that you had told them, but they didn't clearly understand, or you miss experiences and opportunities when people don't fully understand what you want to get across. So the first problem that I've approached is one of my own. As a manager at Kroger, a ClickList lead, I guess you could call me, we have Monday mornings meetings every Monday, and we talk about what we did well last week and what we did good last week and things that we need to improve on for the upcoming week. And one of those discussions we had, we're talking about woohoo items and how we can't give markdown items, which are called at Kroger woohoo items. There's just a lot of reasons for that. But I thought I had clearly gotten my message across, and I had even given the example of produce items, how they don't look good, so we should just not give them. And later sometime in that week, I was loading a car and I saw a woohoo item. I figured out who picked it, I addressed her, and she said, well, I thought you only had meant produce, because that's the example you gave. And I was at fault. I didn't clearly explain what was going on. A solution to this problem is brought to us by MindTap, MindTool content team. They say the 3 best examples for getting rid of this is helping pay attention to your body language, less is more, and breaking down the problem. So what I really liked about what they presented to me was the less is more. If I would have just simply stated, don't give any woohoo items or anything close to the expiration date, anything that has an expiration date with woohoo on it, don't give it to them. Then everybody would have understood anything that has an expiration date of a woohoo product should not be given. So less was more in that case. In a modern day scenario, Jackson and Vandy Hoff talked about miscommunication in the email workspace. So they presented that when people communicate over a workspace email, sometimes it gets a little personal. Now, Jackson and Vandy Hoff their research is so extensive, but the biggest thing that I took from it was that when you're emailing, sometimes it can get personal because you mix the personal and the workspace together because you're on your computer, so who knows if you're sending personal emails. Well, in order to fix this solution or this problem, we need to create a solution. A good solution from our textbook was to eliminate high integrators, to get the people who mix the two, personal emails and work emails, and just eliminate the two. Make sure that you're only having people send out work emails during the work day. And that way they'll become more professional, more clear, and consistent instead of, oh, hey, girlfriend. No, it needs to be, dear so-and-so. So that way you're not mixing the two. And finally, another huge problem in the workspace is knowing what audience you're talking to. And this is a generational thing. When you are talking to one generation and you're really hitting home with them and they understand what you're talking about, but the other generation that's there might not understand what you're talking about because you're playing more to the other generation's ball field. So a good solution to this is, first of all, you have to understand the generations. You need to really get to know what generations you're working with and how to clearly communicate to them. Rivers, in her 8 effective tips on communicating with the 4 different generations in the workplace, gave some great tips. My favorite top 3 were the most important was being the multi-communication avenues, be willing to teach and be taught, and acknowledge the differences. When you understand all three of those main tips, you'll be able to better communicate and consistently communicate to everybody in your workspace. Overall, I believe that there's a lot of problems presented in the workspace, and getting a consistent and clear message across in the workplace is a huge one. So when you follow all of these tips and all of these solutions, you'll get a better, clear, consistent message across in the workspace. Will you decide to take a moment to know your workplace employees and effectively get the message across to them? Thank you. Bye.